Welcome to the FriendZone. I'll be your guide. My name is Madison Crittenden. So before we begin, we need to discuss what exactly is the friend zone. The friend zone is a mismatched emotional feelings between two people. This could be when you are really good friends with somebody and your emotions and your feelings for them start to change into a more relationship kind of feelings. Or this could also take place when you have a crush on someone and instead of confronting them directly that you have emotional feelings for them, you try to be their friend and hope that you sneak your way into being more romantic partners. So, first we need to discuss, are you really in the friend zone? This could be the case, or it could also be false. I mean, if you just think that you're in the friend zone when the other person can have feelings for you also, or maybe maybe you're already there. So you should just pick up on your social cues. See what this person is doing. When they're sitting next to you, are they sitting close? Are they sitting far away? This is a great time to learn how to address verbal versus nonverbal communication. Are they facing towards you? How's their posture, their body language? Do they touch you on the shoulder when they're talking to you? Do they smile at you? Do they go out of their way to talk to you? When they're talking to you, does it sound like they're flirting with you? Does it sound like they're just having a normal conversation? These are all things that you can look at. You should also assess the situation. Put yourself in their shoes. If you're in their shoes and you look at the situation from their perspective, how would you view you? Do you make yourself out to be that friend that they can tell everything to? Do you position yourself to be a potential romantic partner? How do you view yourself when you're looking at yourself from their point of view? And lastly, you should always, always, always ask for what you want. According to an article by Forbes magazine, the number one thing you can do to get what you want is to ask for it. Ask and you shall receive, and you never know until you ask. So if you are in the friend zone and they reject you, you can only control one thing, and that's yourself. You always control you. You are the only person that can control your reactions to things, how you feel about things, how you act about things. So, when you're controlling yourself, you need to really determine your self-health. If you were in the friend zone and you approach this person about being in the friend zone and they turn you down, that would probably put you into a depressing state. I mean, you've either been with this person for a long time, just being friends with them, and then they've shot you down and now you don't know if you're friends with them anymore, or potentially you sought them out as a crush and you were friends with them for a long time in that way and then they shot you down. And you should always speak your mind. Let them know how you're feeling, where you are standing on the situation, and where you need to go from there. But overall, you need to move on. You don't need to avoid your emotions on the situation, but you also don't need to focus on them. The more you dwell on the thoughts and the processes of coming out of the friend zone, good or bad, it can put you in a pretty depressing state, like I said before. Don't avoid this and push it back. That can only cause an emotional explosion later, but also don't focus on it. Focusing on it will only make it feel worse for you. To not focus on it, you can keep yourself occupied. This is a great time to get a gym membership, start exercising, find a new hobby, focus yourself on schoolwork or your office job or anything like that. And the last step on the moving on process is creating healthy boundaries. If you are friends with this person and want to continue being friends with this person, it may be difficult at first. If they know you have feelings for them and you know that they don't have the same feelings for you, that can be a really confusing time. So, assess the situation from your own perspective, see what you are comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. And this is something that may take time. If you're around this person after this resolution has come to the conclusion that it has, and you find yourself feeling sad after you leave them, it might be a good decision to take a step back, maybe take a few days, weeks, maybe a few months away from them to collect your feelings, collect your emotions, move on from the situation, and create a boundary in that way. Next, we need to talk about how you can prevent yourself from becoming someone that is in the friend zone. Be upfront about your emotional expectations. If you're trying to sneak yourself into a relationship, that's not really a healthy way to do it. You should always go to a person that you have feelings for and just be upfront with them. Like I said before, you can't get what you want unless you ask for it. And you also do not need to enter every friendship expecting a relationship. This goes back to the dependency paradox. If you're dependent on a person as a friend and they're dependent on you as a friend, you're dependent on each other. You can be independent in the same room, you can be emotionally connected in that way, but as soon as you leave, you feel dependent on them because you don't have them anymore. And that's a really confusing time for somebody who's exiting a friendship and potentially a relationship as they're coming out of the friend zone. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope I clarified some questions that you may have had about the friend zone. And I hope that if you're in the friend zone, you come out of it and maybe it'll turn into a beautiful relationship and maybe it won't. But the choice is up to fate, and I hope no matter what the circumstances, you come out feeling better.